Hello. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Karel Capek. What? You've never heard of me? Surely you must have. I invented the word robot. No? Wow. Let me tell you a bit about myself then. I was born in Austria-Hungary in 1890. I studied philosophy in Berlin, Paris, and Prague and wrote novels, stories, plays, and essays that reflected my philosophical stance on the world. I enjoy writing about destiny, values, human character, and mortality. I'm especially proud of my works called the Black Utopias. They focus on the theme of technological advances and how they can threaten to endanger society and turn into rebellions. Rossum's Universal Robots was the only play in the Black Utopias. The other works were novels called The Absolute at Large, An Atomic Fantasy, and The War with the Newts. Rossum's Universal Robots was my first major play. It was first performed in Prague's National Theatre on January 25, 1921. It became quickly popular and was translated into many languages, being performed in countries such as the United States, England, and Japan. I believe this play was my most influential piece because the term robot became widely used, and even today they have begun making them in real life. However, I wish my play was a greater warning of what's to come. Here, let me tell you what happens. Helena Glory is the president's daughter, who has come to visit Rossum's Universal Robots factory. She believes that the robots are being mistreated and that they deserve rights just as humans do.
Hello, will you please show me your factory?
I just might because you are so beautiful. And the only real woman any of us scientists has seen in such a long time. I am Doman, the general manager of this factory.
Well, how did the robots come to be?
Back in the 1930s, old Rossum, a great scientist, developed a matter called protoplasm through chemical synthesis experiments. He decided to use this matter to manufacture every human part needed to create life in a factory, and he perfected his formula.
Do the robots have souls?
God, no, they are soulless creatures. Let me introduce you to more humans instead. This is Mr. Fabry, Dr. Gall, Dr. Hallemeyer, and Mr. Alquist.
You all don't see a problem with enslaving intelligent beings such as the robots?
Of course not, they've got no emotions. Only occasionally do we see defiance in them, and if that happens we send them to the stamping mill.
Now let's get down to business, Helena. You either marry me or you marry one of these four gentlemen here.
Why? I don't want to be married.
Well, you must, as we have all fallen in love with you.
So Helena marries Domin. 10 years pass since Helena first came to the factory. The robots are now being sold as soldiers to fight wars instead of humans. More and more robots are showing the so-called glitch of defiance Dr. Hallemeyer mentioned. They begin assassinating citizens, not soldiers. The robots begin a mass rebellion and uprising, and no more humans are being born.
I must see Radius, the robot Dr. Gall made with the most intelligence, more than even us humans.
I won't do anything you say. I'd rather die. Send me to the stamping mill.
But why?
You are not as strong as the robots. You are not as skillful as the robots. The robots can do everything. You only give orders. You do nothing but talk.
But you are the smartest of the robots. I wanted you to show the world that you are equal to us. That's why I put you in the library to learn.
I don't want a master. I want to be master. I want to be master over others.
We can put you in charge of other robots then.
I want to be a master of humans.
Helena decides to spare Radius from the fate of the stamping mill, much to everyone else's disapproval.
Radius is just like the new robots you made, the ones you began to make in a different way. Do they have souls now?
They've got something nasty.
Dr. Gall, what is to become of humanity?
Helena, I believe this is the end.
I've got to put an end to this. I need to destroy Rossum's manuscript. No one must have it. There shall be no more robots made ever.
They receive a paper alerting them to the worldwide revolt of the robots. They have taken control over all weapons, radios, telegraphs, and transportation.
No need to worry, my dear Helena. We'll escape on our warship and in a month the robots will be begging for us.
Why would they be begging?
Why, we're going to take away the only thing they need to reproduce. Old Rossum's manuscript. Without it they'll go extinct in 30 years. And when they realize it they'll be at our mercy.
We've just received word from the robots. Read it, Doman.
Robots throughout the world, we proclaim man as our enemy, and an outlaw in the universe. We command you to kill all mankind.
Quick, let's get on board the ship.
It is too late, we are already surrounded. It's like a nightmare, 100,000 expressionless faces, oh how I wish we had made them different.
God Almighty, the robots are unloading firearms from our ship and the Ultimus's guns are pointed at us.
It was a sin to make the robots. It's our fault.
No, it was my fault. I changed the way of making the robots, just a few small details. For my own experimentation.
That is not true. You know I asked you to give them souls and you did it for me, because you love me. I thought that if they were more like us that they would understand us better, but they hate us now.
No need to worry, we can still trade Rossum's manuscript for our lives.
Stop. I'm so sorry, but I have already destroyed it.
Good God, we are done for.
The robots storm the factory, and Radius, their leader, makes sure everyone has been killed except for Alquist.
Why did you spare me?
You will work for us, you will build more robots. We will give you anything you desire in return.
I do not know how to make more of you, I was only a builder. I do not know the formula.
And so the robots volunteer themselves to die and be experimented on so they can learn to reproduce. Alquist chooses a robot that Dr. Gore made in the likeness of Helena, but another robot objected, saying that he loved her and he'd rather die in her place. And in that moment Alquist realized that these robots had human souls, and said to them, "Go, Adam, go, Eve. The world is yours,